Our story begins in the late Edo period of Japan, where a young boy named Okita Sōjiro was born in 1842 in the Shirakawa domain. He would later become known as Soji Okita, one of the most feared swordsmen of the Shinsengumi, an elite police force tasked with protecting Kyoto during the political turmoil of the Bakamutsu period. From an early age, Okita displayed a natural talent for swordsmanship, mastering the Tennen Rishin Ryu style. Before most boys his age even held a sword, Okita joined the Shinsengumi at the age of 18, the newly formed police force dedicated to protecting Kyoto from revolutionaries and those who sought to overthrow the shogunate. His skill with the sword quickly earned him the position of captain of the first unit, where he became known for his unparalleled speed and precision, earning him the reputation of being an invincible swordsman. It was a summer evening in 1864 when the Shinsengumi, acting on a tip-off, discovered a secret meeting of rebels plotting to burn Kyoto and assassinate key officials of the shogunate. The Ikedaya Inn was their gathering place. The fate of the city rested on the Shinsengumi's swift action. At the forefront of this mission was Okita, the captain of the first unit, whose reputation as a peerless swordsman preceded him. With their target in sight, the Shinsengumi moved in, ready to strike. Though outnumbered, Okita and his comrades fought with ferocity. The Ikedaya Inn soon became a scene of chaos, as they cut down rebel after another, with precision and speed. Despite the desperate resistance of the conspirators, the skill of Okita was unmatched. He moved through the battlefield with grace and deadly intent, his blade a blur in the dim light. Those who faced him had no hope of escape. The fight was swift and brutal. In just a few short minutes, the Shinsengumi had vanquished the rebels, their plans of arson and assassination thwarted. The Ikedaya Incident would become one of the most famous battles in the Shinsengumi's history, solidifying their reputation as Kyoto's protectors. For Okita, this was yet another victory in a long line of battles that would etch his name into legend. Okita's loyalty to the Shinsengumi was unshakable, and no relationship illustrated this better than his bond with Hijikata Toshizo. Hijikata's strict discipline contrasted with Okita's light-hearted nature, but on the battlefield they fought with perfect synchronicity, each trusting the other's skills completely. Though the Shinsengumi's battles were numerous, none were as pivotal as the Battle of Toba-Fushimi in 1868, where they faced the forces of the imperial army. Okita led his men into the battle, a clash that would ultimately see the fall of the Tokugawa shogunate. Though outnumbered and outgunned, Okita fought with all his might, but his illness had already begun to weaken him. Tuberculosis, a disease that had haunted him for years, was taking its toll. The Battle of Toba-Fushimi would mark the beginning of the end for the Shinsengumi. Though they fought with unparalleled bravery, the forces of modernization were against them. The imperial army, armed with rifles and cannons, overwhelmed the Shinsengumi's traditional swordsmanship, and despite Okita's illness, he still stood on the front lines, his blade cutting through the fog of war with lethal precision. But the weight of sickness poured down on him, and for the first time in his life, even Okita's legendary skill was not enough to turn the tide of the battle. This illness, which had already claimed so many of his comrades, was tightening its grip on the once invincible warrior. Yet even as his body weakened, Okita's spirit remained unbroken. Kneeling on the battlefield, coughing blood, he refused to surrender to the illness. Though he never showed weakness on the battlefield, Okita was hiding his illness from everyone. His illness worsened with every passing day. Even so, he refused to stop fighting for the Shinsengumi, knowing that the end was near for both his life and the era of the samurai. As the Shinsengumi's fortune declined, so did Okita's health. His illness worsened and he was forced to leave the battlefield. He spent his final days in a small cottage near Edo, cared for by his sister. On 1868, at the age of 25, Soji Okita passed away. His legend, however, would endure for generations. Okita was particularly famous for his Myumo-ken, a deadly three-piece thrust technique that left no room for his opponents to escape. His sword moved with such speed and accuracy that few could rival him in combat. His technique became legendary, a reflection of the skill that made him feared across Kyoto. One of his most famous sparring was with Saitō Hajime. Though they fought on the same side, Okita once faced off in a friendly sparring match against Hajime, another skilled swordsman of the Shinsengumi. The duel was legendary, with both warriors pushing each other to their limits. While neither came out as a definitive victor, the battle showed the unmatched talent of these two iconic warriors. Though his life was short, dying at the age of 25, his name has become synonymous with honor and the way of the samurai. His role in the Shinsengumi ensured that he would be remembered as one of Japan's greatest swordsmen, a legend that continues to inspire even today. The relentless blade of the Shinsengumi. Thank you for joining us on the journey through samurai folklore. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more legends and folklore from around the globe. Until next time, keep wondering.